Look at how Faye is looking at her. Bro. As soon as she says, she's like, starts looking at Faye again, and like, I wish you could help. Faye is like, haha, leans back and puts her arm around Yoko. Again, can't go very long without touching her. Can't do it. Where is Faye's hand right now? Where is her hand? I'll zoom in. Where's her hand at? It's on Yoko's hip. Why? Jeg kender til 5. Det er ligesom robotter, det er kollegiate at se. De kender ham, man kan ikke kende sig selv. Men rolig min bror, du kan vende dig til. Jeg kender til rotter, jeg kender til 5. Det er ligesom robotter. Welcome back to TransGuyReacts. My name is Nik and I make videos about whatever I want to make videos about. Today I am talking about Faye and Yoko's 1-year retrospective from 9-Star Studio. I make a lot of content about Faye and Yoko because Faye is my bias and I don't feel bad about making content about her, and her and Yoko are pretty much a duo, and no other words to describe them because we can't really say that they're a couple. They're a shipped couple, we'll say that. And I love covering them, and I love the are they or aren't they kind of like analysis of their interactions. It's good. It's all good fun. Shipping, you know, as they say, ship responsibly. Okay. I'm also gonna release this on New Year's Eve, even though I have the Gap reaction episode, I think 10 is coming out on December 31st. I can't really remember, but yeah, there's gonna be 2 postings for that day, and so bonus material for people who are interested. But yeah, so without further ado, I am going to get into this recap year questionnaire kind of thing that they did, and I'm going to listen to it twice. Basically, I'm gonna listen to the question first, like read the question, because obviously I don't speak Thai, so I have to read the subtitles, and then I'm gonna watch it again, each question, and look at other things like body language. So yeah, let's get into this unnecessary breakdown of this questionnaire. Okay, so their impressions of them the first time they like heard about like the series, and Faye is like, it was my birthday when I got the call, so what a fantastic birthday gift. And then for Yoko, she basically kind of the same situation. She was really excited. Now, go to the beginning of this again. I'm gonna watch it and not really read. And looking at them, like first of all, what they're wearing, I'm pretty sure this was during the filming for their video, their Christmas music song, their music video and song called Wish This Year for You, Wish for You This Year, I think is the title of it. And it's a Christmas song, and they're pretty much wearing the outfits that are in the music video. And Faye has this green little plushy thing, and I'm pretty sure that's in the video too. It's like a little zipper. I don't know what it is. Is it supposed to be a tree or something? I have no idea. But it opens up, and like she had like a plushy Santa in it, and like presented it to Yoko in the video. It was cute. But yeah, it looks like it's that day. So I don't know when this was filmed exactly, but also going off of like the awards on right next to them, they have their awards. They don't have the Y Universe Awards. So that probably means this was filmed before the Y Universe Awards. So that kind of gives a little bit of a timeline that this was filmed at least 2-3 weeks ago, so in the beginning of December, which makes more sense because it was really like November 20th or so is like the real year anniversary, so it makes sense that they filmed this in the beginning of December. But yeah, also get into body language. whenever Faye is talking, Yoko is listening. She'd be like looking at her lips. She'd be very intently staring at her eyes, her lips, her face. She's nodding, she's listening intently. And then, of course, Faye does the same. And they're just sitting normally next to each other, touching a little bit, nothing too crazy. It's actually really crazy that Yoko got it. Like, Faye was basically given the role, and then Yoko auditioned and immediately got the role. They didn't even like audition her for very long. She only like auditioned for like 2 takes. They did a little bit of chemistry, and then they did 2 takes, and they're like, okay, girl, you can go home. Because it was like very clear that she was the one. And she was like the last audition for the day, and they didn't think they had a Nik's character. As soon as she walked in, it was like, oh, this is a Nik. A lot of things, you know, you could say are meant to be, possibly. But yeah. Alright, let's get into the second question. What has impressed you the most? She's fulfilled. She's like, I'm impressed they took me. Yeah. Yeah. It's like having a new family. So they're impressed with how things came out and the fan reception to it, and then Yoko's impressed that they were interested in her, period, and that they treat her so well, essentially. Now, going on over this, like watching it one more time, Yoko immediately looks at Faye to answer first. Staring intently. Again, just like very... Faye's not staring, she's just listening though. She's just listening and agreeing. Okay, normal, typical, nothing to see here. Next question. What are the things you're proudest of when you're working with Nightstar? So proud about blank. Really touched her. Yeah. Oh, proudest achievement. Yeah. Most successful too. Okay, that was pretty simple. Nothing too dramatic on that question, but got straight to the point. And also really nothing to nothing really to say in terms of this like line of questioning. They're just doing exactly the same thing that they were doing. Yoko staring intently as she does. She's consistent. I kind of see it as like her studying Faye, not also like being interested in what she's saying, but also like studying how she says it in the rhythms and things like that. She's like learning at the same time. What are the new things that you learned this past year? impacting in other
ได้
aspects.
เรียนรู้เยอะเลยนะคะได้เรียนรู้เกี่ยวกับงานต่างๆที่เราต้องทำหลังจากที่จบ
Yeah, there's lots of work to do, right?
ก็ถือว่ามีอะไรแปลกใหม่สำหรับเรา
A lot of new things.
เรื่อยๆดีกว่าค่ะถ้าให้เล่าว่าประทับใจอะไรมันคงแบบนั่งเรียงไม่หมดนะคะเอาเป็นว่าประทับใจทุกอย่างเลยที่เกิดขึ้นนะคะก็อยากขอบคุณนะขอบคุณแฟนๆขอบคุณ
She always want to thank the fans.
ที่ทำให้ความประทับใจนี้มันส่งผลความสุขของพวกเราสองคน
สำหรับโยสิ่งที่เราได้เรียนรู้มันเหมือนรีเซ็ตใหม่ทั้งหมดเลยค่ะชีวิตโยมันเหมือนว่าอยู่ๆตอนนี้เราเป็นเด็กคนนี้แบบเด็กตัวน้อย
I would agree, you
แล้ว
were.
ก้าวเข้ามาใช่ไหมคะหลังจากที่ผ่านประสบการณ์ทำงานถึงแม้จะเป็นช่วงเวลาประมาณ1 ปีก็
Yeah.
รู้สึกว่าโตขึ้นเยอะมากๆ
Very good insight.
ชีวิตใหม่ทั้งหมดเลย
That was a great reflection from Yoko about like how she was kind of basically a little girl in terms of like her maturity and her presentation and expressions, and how like the past year she's completely changed and grown up. And going back to like just rewatching how they're talking, of course Yoko staring at what Faye's saying, but then when Yoko starts talking, Faye is very much agreeing with Yoko's assessments because it's true. She's changed quite a bit. Sees Faye's face. She's like, yeah.
หลังจากที่ผ่านประสบการณ์ทำงานถึงแม้จะเป็นช่วงเวลาประมาณ1 ปีเนี่ยก็รู้สึกว่าโตขึ้นเยอะมากๆได้
She's really smart. Yoko is a very smart person. And the 9-Star Studio team has taken very good care of like nurturing her and like developing her image. Because you know, it's her career, it's her moneymaker, and they've done a really great job of doing right by her. That's all I can really say. All right, 5th question. What are you impressed by working with each other?
โอ้โหได้พูดตรงนี้มีเวลาสัก
Take 3 months. She always says something like
อันดั
that.
บแรกเลยโยเป็นคนใส่ใจคนรอบข้างนะคะแล้วก็เป็นเด็กที่มีน้ำใจแล้วก็เป็นเด็กที่คอยชอบสร้างเสียงหัวเราะให้กับคนอื่นนะคะก็น่ารักค่ะได้ร่วมงานกันก็รู้สึกว่าประทับใจตั้งแต่ครั้งแรกที่เจอเลยนั่นแหละรู้สึกว่าเฮ้ยเราจะได้นักแสดงคู่กันแล้วนะอะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็รู้สึกว่าน้องก็น่ารักดีค่ะแล้วพอยิ่งสนิทขึ้นเรื่อยๆก็ทำให้รู้สึกว่าก็มีมุมหลายๆมุมที่บางที
Oh, you're still learning about her, huh?
ต้องเรียนรู้เยอะเหมือนกันก็น้องก็ทำให้รู้สึกว่า
Interesting.
ก็น่ารักดี
Still things to learn about you.
เป็นโยอะ
ของโยก็ของพี่ก็คือทำให้โยรู้สึกว่าโยมีแบบพี่คอยปกป้องโยอยู่นะอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
Oh, she is taking care of you. Oh, you feel safe for sure. Reckless. Even Faye's like reckless.
พี่สาวที่คอยปกป้องแบบว่าพี่ใครมาแกล้งน้องไหมพี่คอยมาทำอะไรน้องนะแล้วก็คอยแบบสอนคอยเตือนว่าเฮ้ยต้องนั่งแบบไหนต้องโพสท่าแบบไหน
That is a really nice assessment from both of them, but especially Yoko about like how protective Faye is towards her and how safe she feels around her. And then kind of silly, she's like, I feel like I can be reckless around her, which is she has been for sure. And Faye has to kind of like wrangle it in. But it seems like Faye really enjoys taking care of her, even if sometimes she does complain about it. She like genuinely wants Yoko to be happy and taken care of and meeting the moment in a lot of ways, and she does teach her a lot of things, especially like practical things like how to present yourself, how to pose, how to stand. It's exactly how she says it. Looking back on how the question is presented, I think it's really interesting that when Faye starts talking about Yoko and who she's impressed with, Yoko doesn't look at her as much. I'm assuming she gets a little bit embarrassed by it, so she's like looking off and not at her intently as she was for the other questions. And she's kind of like looking at her hands. She's a little embarrassed. But it's like, it's weird when someone's talking about you positively. You're like, do I stare at them? She's looking a little bit, but not as intently as she was before.
แล้วพอยิ่งสนิทขึ้นเรื่อยๆก็ทำให้รู้สึกว่าก็มีมุมหลายๆมุมที่บางทีไพ่ก็ต้องเรียนรู้เยอะเหมือนกันก็น้องก็ทำให้รู้สึกว่าก็น่ารักดีค่ะ
Lovely person.
ข
now that Yoko's about to talk about Faye has now changed her body to face Yoko, which she wasn't doing before. It could be she's like just tired of sitting in that direction, but I find that interesting that she did turn her upper body to face Yoko.
โยมมีแบบที่คอยปกป้องเราอยู่นะอะไรอย่างเงี้ยแบบว่ารู้สึกปลอดภัยไม่มีใครทำอะไรเราได้แล้ว
Oh, look at that! Look, she's smiling.
รู้สึกว่าที่บ้านเป็นแบบพี่สาวที่คอยปกป้องแบบว่าพี่ใครมาแกล้งน้องไหมใครมาทำอะไรน้องนะแล้วก็
I agree. Okay.
สอนคอยเตือนว่าเฮ้ยต้องนั่งแบบไหนต้องโพสท่าแบบไหน
What's the most important thing for you for becoming a successful artist?
หนึ่งระเบียบวินัย
Discipline, responsibility, punctual,
ตั้งใจ
working hard.
คือคุณสมบัติที่ป้ารู้สึกว่านักแสดงที่ดีควร
I agree.
ในเรื่องของการสำรวจในเรื่องของการทำการบ้านอันนั้นเป็นสิ่งที่เราต้องทำอยู่แล้วแต่หลักๆก็คือการมีระเบียบวินัยการตรงต่อเวลาการมีน้ำใจเป็นถือว่าเป็นพื้นฐานหลักดีกว่าที่นักแสดงที่ดีควร
เขาเรียกคล้ายๆกับพี่ฟ้าค่ะตอนนี้ได้ตรงต่อเวลาแล้วก็ฝึกฝนตัวเองค่ะให้เราเป็นแล้วก็ไม่มีแบบคนอื่น
I would like rewatch this question, but there's really nothing to see there. Like they basically were agreeing with each other. There's no like change in really the body language in terms of like how they were looking at each other. Like
ถือว่าเป็นพื้นฐานหลัก
this is pretty much the same.
ที่นักแสดงที่ดีควร
เขาเรียกคล้ายๆกับพี่ฟ้าค่ะตอนนี้ได้ตรงต่อเวลา
Pretty much similar to before. Same kind of body language. Listening, agreeing with each other. The question is if you have a chance to advise new artists working here, what piece of advice would you give them?
ไม่รู้สึกว่าสิ่งที่ฝ้ายเป็น
Share your own experiences.
ที่ฝ้าย
Okay.
เคยผ่านมามากกว่าเนี่ยก็คือแบบเป็นตัวเอง
Be yourself. Be kind.
ตั้งใจกับคนรอบข้างแล้วก็ตั้งใจทำผลงานเพลงให้ดีที่สุดนั่นคือสิ่งที่จะแนะนำได้เพราะเชื่อว่า
Great advice.
มีความตั้งใจอยู่แล้วแล้วก็มีความสามารถอยู่แล้วด้วยอย่างเงี้ยก็จะคอยชื่นชมกับน้องๆที่กำลังจะเข้ามาด้วย
Why wouldn't you?
โยมีข้อเดียวเลยค่ะอย่าว่าลูกเป็นลายเซ็นค่ะ
Oh my god, Yoko.
มันจะเหนื่อยในการเซ็น
They do sign a lot of stuff.
พยายามวาดให้มันน่ารักแต่พอเริ่มหลายๆใบเข้าหมาหนูในลายเซ็นเริ่มน่า
เริ่มปากคอได้เคยผ่านมามากกว่าก็คือแบบ
With this situation,
แล้วก็มีน้ำใจกับคนรอบ
this,
ข้าง
I mean,
ตั้งใจทำ
Faye gives really great advice and Yoko agrees. She's not staring at her the entire time.
ความตั้งใจอยู่
But she is. She doesn't look at her, but she's not staring. And then Yoko's answer is pretty hilarious, and it's honest. It's very her.
ข้อเดียวเลยค่ะอย่าว่าลูกเป็นลายเซ็นเยอะนะคะ
เพราะมันจะเหนื่อยในการเซ็นใช่ไหม
คือหนูพยายามวาดให้มันน่ารักแต่พอเริ่มหลายๆใบเข้าหมาหนูในลายเซ็นเริ่มปากคอ
Eighth question. What are your career goals for next year?
โอ้โหในปีหน้าไม่เชื่อว่าทุกคนพอจะทราบบ้างแล้วว่าไม่กำลังจะเปิดร้าน
Open a new store.
เพียงผู้เดียวนะคะ
Mm-hmm.
แต่ว่าชื่อจะบอกในเร็วๆนี้
Oh,
ว่า
okay.
ชื่ออะไร
Exciting.
เนี่ยคือความภูมิใจของฝ้ายอีกหนึ่งอย่างที่ฝ้ายสามารถเติบโตแล้วก็มีแฟนๆคอยซัพพอร์ตนะคะฝ้ายจะทำสิ่งนี้ไม่ได้เลยถ้าขาดกำลังใจจากแฟนๆและที่สำคัญ
She's so grateful and
ข
humble.
อบคุณนายชาด้วยนะคะที่เปิดโอกาสให้เราได้มีชีวิตที่ดีขึ้นก็ฝากไว้ด้วยนะคะปีหน้าอาจจะทำหลายอย่างนะเดี๋ยวค่อยมารู้กันเดี๋ยวค่อยมารู้กันว่ามีอะไรบ้างนะคะ
ของโยก็
คือไปเลยค่ะ
Oh, you helped
ก็ส่วนหนึ่งด้วยแต่ว่า
pick a chair.
คิดว่าอยากจะพัฒนาตัวเองให้มากกว่านี้อยาก
Yoko's gonna improve herself.
เติบโตขึ้น
These are good goals.
ใหญ่ขึ้นแล้วก็พัฒนา ability มากขึ้น
Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. Before I even get to that, we gotta go back to the beginning of the question. Oh my goodness. Okay, a lot of things changed in the body language here. So they're asking about career goals,
ไม่ทราบ
right?
ทุกคนพอจะทราบบ้างแล้วว่าป้ายกำลังจะ
Yoko
เปิด
is
ร้าน
listening.
เป็นเจ้าของแต่เพียงผู้เดียวนะคะแต่ว่าชื่อ
She's still coughing. Oh my god, Yoko, you still have a cough?
เนี่ยคือความ
Oh,
ภูมิ
little
ใจของ
clap.
ป้ายอีกอย่างที่ป้าย
Very
สามารถ
exciting.
เติบโตแล้วก็
It is nice to have such a supportive fan base, and also that Night Star is like very supportive of her doing her own thing that's not necessarily directly related to the company.
ก็ขอบคุณนายฟ้าด้วย
Some companies wouldn't like that.
เปิดโอกาสให้เราได้
A lot of
มี
independence.
ชีวิตที่ดีขึ้นก็ฝากไว้ด้วยนะคะปีหน้าอาจจะทำหลายอย่างนะเดี๋ยวไปมาลุ้นกัน
Oh no, Yoko's staring again.
ว่ามีอะไรบ้างนะคะ
ของโยก็
ยังไม่ไป
Now this, what in the what? We all know that Faye has said that she's gonna have a pink chair for Yoko, and then Faye bring it up. Oh, you helped me pick a chair. She did she? I'm super curious what this chair is gonna look like. It's gonna be, I'm sure, like regal and pretty and elegant and all those things. But then also look at like how Faye is. She's already had her body turned, and now she's turning it even more. Leaning into Yoko as she says it, like, haha, you helped me, and then Yoko laughing and then touching Faye's hand. They're adorable. They're adorable, but obviously it's just like the things that they do in terms of like body language and like physical touch. It is mindless. They just do the things. It like it is most definitely not fan service. This is like this is how they naturally are.
ก็ส่วนหนึ่งด้วยแต่ว่า
She said that's part of it. Okay.
พัฒนาตัวเองให้
But then Faye even okay, she's already leaning into her, and Faye puts her. You can tell that her arm is even like around the back of Yoko at this point. She's leaning in and listening to what Yoko is saying about improving yourself and agreeing as she should. She's like, yeah, good goals. But continuing to lean in to her.
พัฒนา ability มากขึ้น
She could have sat back up. She could have sat back up. No, and then where was her arm? Her arm was down by her butt because it came up. Her hand comes up to her head. Look at her arm.
พัฒนา ability มากขึ้น
Oop. Her hand goes up. Her hand's near her butt, her hip area. It goes up to pat her on the head. And it's like, I believe in you, basically. You can do it. And then immediately, where does her hand land after that? On her shoulder. Because Faye can't help. She cannot help but be in physical contact with Yoko if she's next to her. They're sitting next to each other. This is like 7 minutes and 31 seconds, so I'm sure there's some stuff that was cut. It was probably like 15 minutes. And she could not go the entire time without touching this girl. She has to touch her. Skinship on deck all the time. So now they're holding, well, Faye is holding Yoko. They're cuddling essentially. What about the awards you won?
ก็รางวัลเหล่านี้ขอ
Oh, it's off there, okay.
ขอมอบรางวัลนี้ให้กับแฟนๆทุกๆคน
Well, of course they go to them. They had to pay to vote.
ก็จะไม่มีรางวัลนี้มาถึง
True.
เรานะคะก็รางวัลนี้ถือว่าเป็นความภาคภูมิใจระหว่างป้ายกับแฟนๆระหว่างโยกับแฟนๆพวกเรานะคะก็รู้สึกว่าขอบคุณมากๆเลยที่คอยสนับสนุนคอยซัพพอร์ตคอยแกบอกว่ารักทุกคนนะรักมากๆเลย
So much love.
ขอบคุณทุกการซัพพอร์ตขอบคุณ
So much
ทุก
thanking.
แรงใจเลยทั้งที่เวลาเราไปไหนทั้งที่มาได้ด้วยตัวเองหรือส่งกำลังใจมาพวกเรารับรู้ได้นะคะก็ขอบคุณมากๆอยากให้อยู่ด้วยกันแบบนี้ไปนานๆขอบคุณอย่างนี้
Stay with us till the end of time.
มันจะสิ้นปีแล้วก็อยากให้ทุกคนดูแลตัวเองแทนพวกเราด้วย แล้วก็รอวันได้เจอกันในครั้งต่อๆไปนะคะขอบคุณมากๆค่ะ
เป็นสิ่งที่ตื่นเต้นมากๆค่ะแล้วก็ดีใจมากๆเลยหนูก็รับรู้ค่ะว่ารางวัลพวกนี้ที่เราได้เลยเป็นเพราะว่าแฟนคลับของพวกเราด้วยเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วหนูอยากขอบคุณทุกคนมากๆเลย
เอาจริงๆแล้วแฟนๆทุกคนไม่ได้ซัพพอร์ตแค่ถ้วยรางวัลนะ
Faye has more to say.
ซัพพอร์ตความรู้สึกซัพพอร์ต
Oh, supporting you emotionally
เป็น
and
กำลัง
everything.
ใจที่ดีให้กับพวกเราคอย
Wow.
เป็นอีกอย่างหนึ่งก็คือคอยเป็นครูให้บอกพวกเราด้วยนะว่าเราควรพัฒนาตัวเองไปในด้านไหน
Oh,
บ้าง
yeah, I guess so.
คอยเป็นเพื่อนที่ดีพวกอยากขอบคุณมากๆเลยถ้ากอดทุกคนได้ก็อยากจะกอดทุกคนนะคะเอาไว้ว่า
Oh,
ชอบแบบ
oh my goodness. What the? Wow, okay, so much going on. I don't really want to replay the whole thing. Nothing changed in terms of body language. They were just like, Yoko was just agreeing, and then when Yoko was talking, Faye was listening. But then after Yoko went, Faye had to go again. She felt so much appreciation that she had to say more words. And then here at the end, she gets emotional and kind of tears up. Jeez, like wow, she be feeling it. She be feeling what she be saying. And like Yoko had to like comfort her a little bit. Jeez, Faye, why are you so humble, so grateful? And I know that's because she has worked really hard to get here. The fact that she comes from humble beginnings, like she knows the value of hard work, and it took her a long time to get to this level of success, and she is incredibly grateful for it, and I love to see it. I just want to see her gratitude just one more time at the end.
ก็ขอบคุณมากๆเลยค่ะที่อยู่ด้วยกันนะคะอยู่ด้วยกันแบบนี้เป็นปีนะแล้วก็ค่ะ
Okay, moving on. Is there anything you'd like to say or thank your fans for this past year? What? She just did. She just did a whole long thing. Why is it? Okay. Yeah, she agreed. She's like, we just did it. Yoko's laughing too, because it's like, they just spent like 2 minutes being the most grateful. Okay.
อันดับแรกเลย
But not Faye gonna like try to answer the question. She's so professional.
ขอบคุณทางนายซานะคะขอบคุณพี่วานขอบคุณทีมงานทุกคนทั้งเบื้องหน้าเบื้องหลังนะคะขอบคุณที่อยู่กับพวกเราคอยปลอบโยนพวกเราคอยซัพพอร์ตพวกเราแล้วก็คอยสร้างสรรค์ผลงานดีๆให้กับแฟนคลับนะคะแล้วก็ขอบคุณ
She's so good at thanking.
ทำให้
Is
เรา
this a Thai thing?
เป็นพายโยในวันนี้นะคะก็ทุกคนก็คือความภาคภูมิใจของเราเหมือนกันแล้วก็ที่สำคัญเนี่ยของคุณโยด้วยที่อยู่ข้างๆที่เป็นเด็กดีแบบนี้ไปนานๆจะบอกว่า
Please be a good girl like this forever.
ถามแล้วว่า
Oh.
โตยังอันนี้ก็เป็นสามแล้ว
Yoko asks if she's a grown-up. She wants to be seen as a grown-up in Faye's eyes. Interesting. She's like, stop asking me, you've grown up.
ไม่ได้อยากให้น้องเนี่ยเจอแต่เรื่องราวดีๆอะไรที่ไม่ดีผ่านมาที่เจอเรื่องราวไม่ดีทั้งสุขทั้งทุกข์ก็ขอให้ทิ้งไปกับปีเก่าจะปีใหม่แรกก็ขอให้มีแต่สิ่งดีๆเยอะๆเฮงๆรวยๆร่ำรวยเงินทองตลอดปีตลอดไป
Wait, who's she talking to? Faye? Faye's talking to Yoko there? Or is she talking to everybody? Okay.
แน่นอนเลยอยากให้แฟนๆทุกคนนะคะอันดับแรกเลยสุขภาพร่างกายแข็งแรงนะคะ
I guess she was talking to Yoko.
เหลือกินเหลือใช้ตลอดปีตลอดไปนะคะและที่สำคัญอยู่กับพวกเราไฟโยแล้วก็ก้าวดาวเป็นนานนะคะ
Forever.
แล้วก็อยากขอบคุณนายสตาร์ค่ะที่ให้โอกาสโยได้มาอยู่ตรงนี้แล้วก็เป็นแฟมิลี่ของโยนะคะ แล้วก็ขอบคุณพี่วันที่คอยดูแลเลี้ยงกับโยนะคะแล้วก็ขอบคุณพี่ชายที่คอยเลี้ยงดูเด็ก
It's been a journey. What does that mean? What does that mean?
ก็ถามทุกวันว่าไม่อยากตรงท้อยอย่างนี้จ้าแล้วก็พี่ชายเป็นแบบอย่างที่ค่ะ
Definitely a great role model.
แล้วก็ตั้งแต่ในการทำงานเราไม่รู้ว่าต้องทำยังไงบางอย่างเราไม่รู้เราก็ทำตามที่เขาอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะแล้วก็ขอบคุณที่
She does follow you all the time. Feeding you snacks, girl. Okay.
แล้วก็ที่สำคัญเลยขอบคุณแฟนคลับทุกคนเลยค่ะก็จะไม่มีวันนี้เลยทราบดีใจมากๆเลยที่ทุกคนอยู่กับเรามาอย่างยาวนานมากๆแล้วก็หวังว่าจะอยู่กับพวกเราต่อไปเรื่อยๆแล้วก็อีกอย่างเลยที่อยากขอบคุณคืออยากขอบคุณ
Oh, thank yourself. All right.
คือไอ้เด็กข้ามดอกน้องคนนี้เก่งมากเลยคำว่าเก่งมากนะแล้วก็อยากอวยพรให้ทุกคนมีความสุขมากๆนะคะแล้วก็สุขภาพร่างกายแข็งแรงไม่ต้องร้องไห้
Especially Faye. Okay, she just didn't have good health. Faye's like, I'm extremely healthy. Okay, Faye.
ขอให้พี่ฝ้ายได้อยู่ในสิ่งที่พี่ฝ้ายรักหลักพี่ฝ้ายที่หลอกฝ้ายทำเป็นหนักเลยหมายถึงใครคะคนที่พี่ฝ้ายรักและคนที่รักพี่ฝ้าย
What?
โอเคค่ะ
แล้วก็
was something.
ทุกคนร่ำรวยเงินทองมีความสุขมีเงินกินหมูกระทะเยอะนะคะ
Okay, no. This whole thing, I'm gonna have to do this whole thing again. There's a lot going on in here, and the way that Faye answered, the way that Yoko answered, lots of gratitude for the fans, for the 9-Star Studios, for each other especially, and it was just a lot, so I feel like I need to go through it one more time and give my reactions to all the things that are happening. So is there anything you'd like to say or thank the fans for this past year? Right, there it is.
อันดับแรกเลยอยากขอบคุณทางแม็กซ์ตานะคะขอบคุณผู้วันขอบคุณทีมงานทุก
Okay,
ค
of
น
course.
เบื้องหน้าเบื้องหลังนะคะขอบคุณ
Yoko staring at her as she's talking, as she does.
คอยปลอบโยนพวกเราคอยซัพพอร์ตพวกเราแล้วก็คอยสร้างสรรค์ผลงานดีๆให้กับแฟนคลับนะคะแล้วก็ขอบคุณแฟนคลับทุกคนด้วยที่ทำให้เราเป็น
Making Faye a thing. She's like, thank you guys for making this a thing. I mean, I think you guys made it a thing, and your chemistry got us on board, is really what happened. But okay.
ก็ทุกคนก็คือความภาคภูมิใจของเราเหมือนกันแล้วก็ที่สำคัญเนี่ยขอบคุณ
Thanking Yo for being by her side, of course. Please be a good girl like this forever. Why did she use the term good girl? Of all the things she could have said. And when you think about the series and you think about the birthday gift, what does she say to her? Good girl. Faye, do you know what you're doing? I don't think she realized it. Probably she kind of forgot about it, but like subconscious, you know? Word choice. Yoko looks like she is shy. She's like super embarrassed. She's blushing a little bit. And then Faye's like, stop asking me whether or not you've grown up. You've grown up.
ก็อยากให้น้องเนี่ยเจอแต่เรื่องราวดีๆอะไรที่ไม่ดีที่ผ่านมาที่เจอ
Fuck the past.
ที่ทั้งสุขทั้งทุกข์ก็ขอให้ทิ้งไปกับปีเก่าจะปีใหม่แรกก็ขอให้มีแต่สิ่งดีๆเยอะๆรวยๆต้องรวยเงินทองตลอดปีตลอดไปค่ะ
That was incredibly sweet. Is she still going?
แน่นอนเลยอยากให้แฟนๆทุกคน
Okay, that was about Yoko. So yeah, that was super long, but like just intense gratitude for her being in her life, which yeah, I mean, they wouldn't I don't know if anyone else could have done this as a couple. Like they match so well. Their chemistry is really good. They have a really great working relationship. The chemistry is so good that we're like debating if they actually are really a couple, and like the whole fan service stuff. It's intense. It really is. But whatever they are, they have a fantastic relationship, friendship, and I hope it continues. I mean, it has to for at least the next 4 years. We'll see where this ship goes. And then, of course, she has to thank all of us in general. Stay with. Also, I think that's interesting. She's been saying forever a lot lately, and she used to say, like, back in the beginning of, like, doing press and fan meetings that she didn't like to use the word forever because I think it had a lot to do with, like, the fact that she's lost a lot of loved ones in her life, and forever is a scary term to use because it's not reality, and so she didn't like using it, and then she's, had some issues with, like, her fandom in the past, I think, like the Malibu or something, I don't know, but now she has been saying forever a lot. She's been very comfortable saying the word forever, so I thought that's really interesting. I thought I'd point that out.
อยากขอบคุณนางฟ้าค่ะที่
Now Yoko's going.
แล้วก็เป็นแฟนดีนะคะแล้วก็ขอบคุณพี่วานที่คอยดูแล
Gotta thank P1 because she does great.
แล้วก็ขอขอบคุณ
But I love it. She's like, I thank you P1 for taking care of me, and then she's like, but also thank Faye for taking care of me too. Because of course, like we know that P1 takes care of you, but we don't see it. We know that, like she said in her last live, that P1 takes care of her behind closed doors essentially, and like Faye takes care of her all the time in front of people when people aren't looking or paying attention. She's just always taking care of her. But so she's like, let me make sure I give some love to Faye. But it's really funny. I don't know if she says it's been a journey or if that because it's in brackets. I don't know if they like whoever's editing this threw that in or if she actually says it's been a journey because I'm sure it has been.
พี่ฝ้ายเลี้ยงห
She might have said it.
เขาอยากจะแล้วก็เพื่อนเป็นแบบอย่างที่ดีค่ะเขาเป็นแบบ
Let's see if Faye's like, she's so.
เพื่อนเป็นแบบอย่างที่ดีค่ะเขาเป็นแบบอย่างที่ดีที่โยแล้วก็ตั้งแต่ในการทำงานที่เราได้รู้ว่าต้องทำยังไงบางอย่างเรายังไม่รู้เราก็ทำตามที่เขา
She says, I just follow her. She does. She follows you. Oh my god. Yoko be following Faye around like a puppy dog. Like, she did say she is the dog. But like, for real, like following her around, literally, like following her around, and then also like mimicking the things that she does, and then watching what she says, like intently. She'd be studying Faye. She studies her. She respects her. She thinks she's a great role model, and she is like very in tune with whatever Faye is doing.
แล้วก็ขอบคุณที่คอยดูแล
Feeding her snacks. She always be talking about getting snacks from Faye. These snacks must be real good.
แล้วก็ที่สำคัญเลยขอบคุณแฟนคลับทุกคนเลยค่ะ
Thank us all. Okay, thank you.
ดีใจมากๆเลยที่ทุกคนอยู่กับเรามาอย่างยาวนานมากๆแล้วก็หวังว่าจะอยู่กับพวกเราต่อไปเรื่อยๆแล้วก็อีกอย่างเลยที่อยากขอบคุณคืออยาก
I love that she thinks herself, because I'm like, yeah, you gotta like pay respect to the fact that you are doing this. Like, it's a lot of your own work. Thank yourself for that hard work.
เราว่าเก่งแล้วนะแล้วก็อยาก
Look at how Faye is looking at her, bro. Just look at Faye.
เราว่าเก่งแล้วนะแล้วก็อยากขออวยพรให้ทุกคนมีความสุขมากๆนะคะแล้วก็สุขภาพร่างกายแข็งแรงด้วยขอให้ขอให้ได้
As soon as she says, she's like starts looking at Faye again, and like, I wish you could help. Faye is like, haha, leans back and puts her arm around Yoko. Again, can't go very long without touching her. Can't do it. Touches on the shoulder, pulls her in. I say I'm extremely healthy. Okay, but like, okay, can we acknowledge what's happening though? Okay, like, haha, we're funny, laughing. You know, I'm always like, I'm extremely healthy. Haha, she is. Where is Faye's hand right now? Where is her hand? I'll zoom in. Where's her hand at? It's on Yoko's hip. Why? Why? The question has to be asked. Why? One, I'm sure if she's looking at herself in the monitor, you probably can't even see it, right? It's so subtle. Like, she's probably can't even see that it's on. Like, we can see it, but from this angle, we can see it. She's not doing this for fan service. She's doing it because it feels comfortable. That's where she likes to rest her hand. She often rests her hand on her hip. But at the same time, I'm like, what sisters, what friends just be comfortable to put their hands on your friends' hips and be cuddling and rubbing on their butt and things like that. We don't have to go down this rabbit hole, but you know what I mean. What is this? She's holding that girl. And then what does Yoko say next? I hope you get to be loved. You get to be with your loved ones. So they're like being kind of funny, and then Faye gets kind of serious. She's like, okay, I'm listening to what you're saying. Yoko says, I hope you get to be with your loved ones. I hope they do the same and forever stay with you. And what does Faye ask? The follow-up question, who are you referring to? Okay. And then what does Yoko do? She does the thing where she's like, I'm explaining it, okay? Like, it's like a little bit defensive. And she's like, it's everyone that you love and loves you. So she explains nothing. But like, a bit defensive about it, she does this when she's like, I'm telling you. Don't ask me any clarifying questions. She did this also when, like, Faye, when she was talking about, like, skinship. She was in an interview, I think it was, like, the Y Entertain Awards, and they were asking her about skinship. And Yoko was like, oh, well, I'm with Faye all the time, and so I like to do skinship, and, you know, I like to just, like, touch and smell and stuff like that. And then Faye was like, oh, so if you go to events, you're going to be doing this with other people, you're going to be touching them and stuff? And Yoko was like, I would never do that. Don't pin me down. Don't, like, like, what? But she did it with kind of, like, with this kind of attitude. We all know what she meant by this. This is, we all know. Who are the loved ones? Who are the ones who love her and who love you and she loves? She talking about herself. Yo is talking about herself.
เราเป็นคนที่รักฝ่ายทุกคนเลย
โอเคค่ะ
It's like, okay, God. Maybe. Just one more time. One more time. One more time.
ขอให้ฝ่ายทุกคนรักฝ่าย
Look at the hand.
ก็ขอให้ฝ่ายได้อยู่กับคนที่ฝ่ายรักฝ่ายที่หลอกฝ่ายทั้งคนหลอกเลย
หมายถึงใครครับ
คนที่ฝ่ายรักและคนที่รักฝ่ายทุกคนเลย
โอเคค่ะ
แล้วก็ขอให้ทุกคนร่ำรวยเงินทองมีความสุขมีเงินสุขภาพ
And then it ends this, I hope you get to have barbecue. You get to eat meat. Okay. And that's the end of the questionnaire. Why are you gay? I'm just kidding. It wasn't even that extremely gay, but I mean, it was gay. It was gay, for sure. What is there to say? It was very benign and also not benign. It was very much like very appreciative to the fans, appreciative to the Night Star Studio, appreciative to each other for being, through this journey together. And it was really sweet. It was really sweet, and of course, it had to end on something very ambiguous and very eyebrow raising between them two. But I love them. I think this has been a fantastic journey for both of them. It's been a fun ride for me. Like, I found them in the summer, so a couple months after the show came out, and I am obsessed, mainly with Faye, to be honest. I respect Yoko, I think she's great, but I'm like very obsessed with Faye and her career and her interests, and this is fun. This is a good time. I really enjoy covering them, and I'm going to continue to cover them, and I'm going to continue to watch other GL series, and I'm really happy that I found Blink the series, and it got me into Thai GL stories and media. It's been a wonderful ride. I'm entertained every day, and I'm even planning a trip to Thailand, which I was already going to do. It was already on my list, but like now I'm like, oh, definitely want to go now. Let me speed this up. And I'm not one of those people who's going to go to fan meetings or try to meet these actors. I'm not interested in meeting them, honestly. I enjoy covering them. I am more interested in food and infrastructure. Infrastructure is really important to me. So yeah, I'm really excited to go for food. And that was one thing that stood out to me about Blink the series was how much good food was in the show. There was so much food, and that spoke to my heart. I have to say. But anywho, this was fun. This was cute, and I hope you enjoyed my little reaction, analysis, synopsis of this questionnaire that they did. And thanks for watching. If you've been watching, you got to the end of this video, please like it, please subscribe, please leave a comment, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Helt op, jeg har ingen følelse for dem, når jeg fucked up. Og jeg vil ikke dø med de tester non-stop. Hvis det ikke betyder den koks, mod systemet vi bokser. De andre hopper som lopper, imens jeg også er en hosser.